Hi everybody, it's Kristen. I had no intention of making a video today at all, but I just have to because this happened today and I need to talk about it. And so I decided to just go ahead and pop on with this tarot and my beverage, which is my newest obsession. I call it a root beer cream. So I've mentioned in other videos how much I love Monin syrups, and I discovered recently that they have their own root beer syrup. And so what I did was pick up a bottle of this and just some cans of unflavored sparkling water, and I just combine the syrup with the sparkling water and a little bit of half and half, and it's so good. And it's my late summer favorite thing this year, except for maybe this might be as well. I just need to talk about this tarot. I have waited weeks for this to get released. This is the one and only mass market tarot that I have ever pre-ordered. I don't pre-order decks as a rule. It's just not something I do. But I saw this and I read the premise and saw some of the images. One in particular was an absolute seal the deal. Yes, this is for me, and I did the thing. And it was released on September 1st, and it is Tarot for the Great Outdoors, 78 card deck and guide by J.Q. Gordon, illustrations by Charisse Steber. The publisher, which made me so excited, is Skipstone, which is an imprint of Mountaineers Books, and it's a Seattle company. And for those of you who don't know, I am a Western Washingtonian, and that just was kind of the icing on the cake. So the premise of this tarot is a tarot for outdoor enthusiasts, which is me. I love being outside. I like hiking. I love camping. I like to fish. I run the occasional trail, usually when it's cooler and less crowded. But I live in an area that's very conducive to being outside, and it's beautiful. To get an idea of what my area looks like, you can go to my Flipthrough with a view for the Rain Shadow Tarot, and that is a part of my region, and you can have a better idea of what that is there. But yeah, so this is just an outdoor based deck, and I have peeked. I have already looked. So this isn't an unboxing. Unboxings and flip throughs and walkthroughs, it's not something I do on my channel. It's just not a thing that I enjoy filming, I suppose. But I'm making an exception for this because I've got big feels about this tarot. Big feels, huge. And so I just needed to do this. But so it's an outdoor deck, and the way it's set up is kind of brilliant. So the major arcana is all based around national parks, state parks, preserves, reserves, areas that are designated legally as preservation and protective areas. I have mentioned before, I live very close to a national park. I was born and raised near a national park. Western Washington has 3 national parks. And so national parks, state parks, preserves, wildlife refuges, those are all very near and dear to my heart. I am a member of the Rails to Trails Conservancy that is working toward the construction and completion of the Great American Rail Trail, which will go cross-country from the Pacific to the Atlantic, which is very exciting. Bits and pieces are getting completed all the time. And we have a large component of that near the area in which I live. So this whole thing is just very near and dear to me. And so yeah, that's why I need to talk about it. It is RWS based to the extent that strength is at 8, justice is at 11, and there are nods to RWS symbolism in the minors, but there are also big deviations, and they are the best kind of deviations for me personally. If you've been with me a while and you've watched my channel, there's one suit in particular I've got massively strong feelings about as far as interpretations go, and this deck deviates from the traditional RWS interpretations for that suit, and it's incredible. It's just so great. There is one thing, I wouldn't call it a negative, but I do feel it would maybe put some people off. We'll get this open so I can show you. Box is a nice 2-piece box. It's plain inside, but it's really, really sturdy. This retails right now, at least on Amazon, for, it's still under $20. I think it's like $19.60 or something like that. And that is where I pre-ordered mine. But we'll take the cards out so I can show you. It's not a negative for me personally, actually. I kind of like it. So this isn't a huge deal for me, but it could be, like I said, a turnoff for some. These are the backs. The cardstock is very thin. Doesn't bother me one bit. In fact, I sometimes prefer that. But it's thin to the point where it's very bendy, like that. It reminds me of the Golden Tarot by Liz Dean, but not glossy. But it's very comparable in thickness and how it feels. It's much more narrow. This is like a smaller tarot. It's not as tall, I don't think, as a standard tarot. But so there is that. It is very bendy, but these bags are so pretty. I love them so much. So I believe it was on the bottom here. We have 1, 2, yeah. So we've got 3 what they call cheat cards. So one is for the suits, which is amazing. So vessels is cups, sticks is wands, stones is coins or pentacles, and blades is swords. And it has some correspondences and equivalents here, which is fantastic. And then it has some numerology. Hello, this is amazing. I don't 100% agree with everything that is on here, but just the fact that it's here, it thrills my heart. And then there are some interpretations for each of the courts there. Don't agree with everything 100%, but I love the fact that the effort was made and that it is there. And then there's a Celtic cross, which is, it's a pretty standard layout for what a lot of the time the Celtic cross looks like. So these are great. I actually really like cheat cards like this just because they're really easy to handle, and you can include them right with the deck, like in the box or in a bag. I love stuff like this. So it does come with 3 cheat cards, and the backs are the same here. The book is simple. It is staple bound. It's 60 pages. You get an image and a really nice lengthy description for each of the majors, including where it's located. The majors are all associated with a national park or a preserve or a refuge or a protected space of some kind, which is amazing. And it will tell you which, a little bit about each one. So that's great. But at the beginning, this book does some great things that I'm really excited about. So it has a little welcome. You can pause that if you want to take a peek. I'm really bad at walkthroughs because I don't do them, so bear with me. On the next page, there is a leave no trace. Thank you to the creators of this tarot for putting this in. I cannot tell you how much garbage I pick up at trailheads that I love and that I frequent. It breaks my heart and it disgusts me how disrespectful people have been to our outdoor areas, and it is only getting worse. It's not getting better each year. It's more severe, and I just really appreciate that that is there. Off the soapbox. So there's a history of tarot, which I haven't actually dug into yet. It does mention the association with playing cards. More there. How the tarot is organized. Major, minor, goes into the suit breakdown here. A little bit about the major arcana and the correspondence with the Fool's Journey. The minors, and then a little breakdown of each of the suits. And they also mention the elements, which I appreciate. How to use your cards, common questions, a little question about reversals, which is nice. A lot of beginners especially are like, should I or shouldn't I? Why doesn't my reading make sense? How do I pick cards? What if I draw a bad card? There are no bad cards. Wish I could shout that from the mountaintops. This is another thing I love. So you have in the readings, you have a 1-card draw, pretty standard. 3-card past, present, future, and then some variations here, pretty standard. This before, during, and after spread. This is specifically relating to a trip, but I could see this being useful in a lot of other situations. And I might actually try that out in relation to something I'm experiencing now. And then there's a here and now. This is very similar to the elemental reading that I did for the summer cross quarter, where you are separating each of the suits and the majors. You're separating them all out and then drawing a position for each suit. That's very similar to what I did, and that's very intentional, just because you are choosing to work with a specific numerical or behavioral energy from that suit for that position. And then there's the Celtic cross. And then I love this at the end where it says, in all of these cards, imagine. That's so great. I love it. Then we get into the majors. Again here, nice little write-up with images. And then the minors, there are no images, but you do get decent little blurbs for each one. It's a simple little book, but I rather like it. And it's in black and white, which is totally doesn't bother me at all. So that's the book. Okay, now we'll get into the pièce de résistance of this whole thing, which of course is the cards themselves. And we'll start with the majors. The majors all correspond to a park or a particular preserved area, and that is noted at the bottom. So for example, here on the Fool, we see Great Smoky Mountains National Park. It's so beautiful. I'm going to be quiet for the most part during this little flip through, but I have a bit of commentary on a few cards, and I will jump in when that time comes. So here we go. Commentary number 1 on the Empress. This is the card that made me buy this tarot for a couple of reasons. So the Empress is ruled by Venus. Venus is my chart ruler in astrology. I have a Taurus rising. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Venus is my chart ruler. But if you look closer, it says Olympic National Park. This is my park. This is the national park that is near my homeland, and I frequent often. Not only is this Olympic National Park, but this is the Hoh rainforest, and it even mentions it in the book about just the sheer verdant, lush greenness that is this part of the park. It mentions the 140 inches of rain. Yes, we really do get that much, sometimes even more. And there is a spot in the Hall of Mosses, which is a trail. It's probably this one that is supposed to be there, that researchers have estimated is the most quiet spot on Earth. You get far enough back in the Hall of Mosses into this old growth, this original old growth forest, and the silence is so quiet that you can hear it, which might not make any sense, but it's if silence could be loud, it's loud here, and it's an amazing otherworldly experience. And just the fact that the Empress is in my park on that trail, it's everything. So, all right, commentary over on that one. I love how the Emperor is part of the earth, part of the Empress's earth. Really interesting choice for the devil. Carlsbad Caverns. You kind of have no choice but to get comfy with the darkness there. I've never been to Carlsbad Caverns. It's near the top of my list of places, of parks that I would like to visit, but I really, really like this choice for the devil. Majors are stunning. I'm so in love with these cards. Words cannot properly express the feels that I have with these cards. Also, there is a massive amount of noise around me right now, so apologies if that's interfering with your viewing of this, but can't be helped. So we're just gonna plow through it here. So here we have our suit of vessels or cups or water. I love this ace. I think everybody's probably had a Nalgene bottle at least once in their life. They look a lot like this. So, okay. I love the Six of Vessels. The Six of Cups is my favorite minor arcana in the deck, and I really like this interpretation of that card. I love this page because it could be the animal, or it could be one of the people, or all of the people, or everything involved. I really like pages. For me are the earth of their suit, and I love this perspective of connecting the sand, the earth, and the ocean, just that merging. I really, really like that page an awful lot. Next we have our suit of sticks, which is the suit of fire, the suit of wands. Very smiley Seven of Fire. I like it. The way that the tens are done in this tarot thrills my heart to absolute pieces. I just love the way that they're done, because I see tens as transitory. Tens are very liminal space for me. They're kind of in that space in between one cycle to the next, and I just really like the way that's shown in these tens. It's a great Knight of Fire. I really like that. I love this for the Queen of Wands. I think it's great. I am losing the light really, really quickly. It's starting to get dark, so I will go through this as quickly as I can while still hopefully taking enough time. I like how they tied in the cityscape here, because sometimes in RWS 4 of coins or pentacles, you see kind of a city backdrop. And they kind of tied that in here. Don't know if that was purposefully done, but I like it. Love this 9 of stones. I love it so much. I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be chanterelles, and this is really, yeah, that is really what they look like, and it is approaching that time when they are coming out in full force. I love this, I like it a lot. I just love the sense of that finishing and then moving through energy that's in the tens. I love the tens. Love the tens. Love them. I love this page. My stepmom's mom and her partner, when they were both still alive, they were camp hosts at a few different parks across the country, and they love doing it so much, and this reminds me of them. I love this King of Stones. Kings for me are the air of their suit, and just the figure being on the top of the hill. There's the air, the sky, and the earth element present here, and that is a great card. I love it. This is the suit I am probably most excited about, and some of you might be able to guess guess why and which cards in particular I might be just super stoked about. Here's the Three of Blades. What do we not see? No stabby heart. I've said it so many times. I complain about the stabby heart, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's very traditional, and it's very pervasive in the consciousness of what tarot is, right? It's very well known as a symbol, but it's just not how I see that card. And I get so excited when I see alternate depictions of the 3, and as well as the 10, but the 3 in particular. The 10 I can work with more readily than the 3, but we'll see. Let's see what the book has to say about this 3. Because the 3 of Swords, in this case blades for me, is about mental expansion, expanding ideas, expanding thoughts, expanding beliefs, expanding communication, and also nurturing and expressing those things. And I just love the way that energy is depicted here. And I'm going to find the write-up here. This card counsels that you shouldn't be afraid to try something new, and that using good communication skills will ensure the best outcome. Taking up any sport as an adult can be daunting. However, total beginners can dive into the beauty of the outdoors in winter by renting a basic cross-country ski kit and hitting an easy groomed trail. This is a great way of dipping your toes into Nordic skiing without breaking the bank or a leg. You don't have to own top-of-the-line gear, and you don't have to be super athletic, or in fact athletic at all. Assess your abilities and limits and communicate those to your partners. Grab some gear, some friends, and go. Stay in close contact and have frequent check-ins with your buddies. The descriptions tie into the activity, and you really get an idea of what's happening on the card. And I'm sorry, I just love it. It's amazing. Anyway, back to the blades. and my elation at no stabby stabby heart. Light's almost gone. Gotta get moving. Leave no trace. There's a reference to that there. And yeah, that's been a big part of my summer, just in situations like this, picking stuff up off of the ground. Ugh. What these creatures go through is just incredible, and it really is about outwitting your environment and navigating that terrain. I really like that depiction a lot. Look at that 10. I love it. It's that transcending. You've been there, done that, and now you're getting ready to move on to the next thing. So good. That's a great King of Blades. King of Swords is a very important card to me. It was the first card I ever drew for myself from my very first tarot deck, and I got a really I had a very profound experience with it, and so King of Swords is always one of those cards I kind of look at, and I really like that depiction a lot. Okay, that's the tarot for the great outdoors. I have so many feels. I will be doing my zodiacal seasonal spread for the season of autumn. I will be doing that. This is one. I have 2 decks I'm going to use. This is actually, I have multiple decks, but for tarot I have 2, and this is going to be the main deck I'm going to use for that spread, and I'm so excited. What I want to do though is just draw a card, just for the sake of you. Shuffling isn't really a huge deal for me, but I know it is for a lot of people, so we'll just demonstrate. It is very bendy, but if you're a riffler, yeah, works really well for that. Card for us. It's an ace. I've said it before, the aces for me are like majors. In fact, I get more excited to see an ace usually than a major. Aces are kind of in that in-between stage where the gift from the ether is being presented and we mere mortals decide what to do with it. I love the aces. Let's see what the Ace of Blades has to say. The light. Ace of Blades. A hand reaches out to you with the ultimate desert island tool. What will you do with it? Blades are a fascinating suit for exploring leadership potential. Totally agree. And organizational skills. Use creativity and keen listening and speaking skills. There's that communication piece. And learn to mediate when things get dicey. An opportunity may be coming your way to expand your skills in these areas. Be ready to listen, digest the information, be creative, and be on point. Love that. So if that means anything for you, then take it for you. Okay, so that's the tarot for the great outdoors. My light is janky. I'm so sorry. It's in the late afternoon on Tuesday, September 5th when I'm filming this. It was my first day of school today. It was a bittersweet day. It went okay. but I am happy to be home, and this was just such a nice treat to receive today. So if this deck interests you, it is available on Amazon. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else, but I'm sure you probably can order it directly from that publisher. I have not checked, if I'm honest. Skipstone is the imprint company. Or you can just Google Tarot for the Great Outdoors and see what comes up. Yeah, so that's my flip through. Like I said, I'm not a very good flip througher because that's not something I do regularly, but I just needed to do it for this one. So that's all I have here. I'm gonna go rest and pet my cat and just digest my first day of school. So I will be back soon. I have a few other things partially filmed or completely filmed, and I just need to do the editing. So I have more things coming. Yeah. So until my next video, take care and be well.